welcome back to the Zeze Millz show. You know what this means? We have a special guest, and today, I don't want to make it seem like I'm having a total different type of show, but usually we might have, you know, like someone from the entertainment industry or the entertainment world. But today we have someone from the business world. We have an entrepreneur in our midst, darling, and she goes by the name of Victoria. Is that okay? Should I call you Victoria?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, wicked. So thank you for coming on the show. I came across you on the Shade Borough, big up Shade Borough, because they was basically posting young or just black entrepreneurs with everything that's happening. I think everyone's decided to kind of make sure they're pushing black businesses, which is really good. I think I've always been passionate about black businesses and trying to circulate the pound within us, within our people. So you have, I'm going to say it wrong because I'm going to say plantain, you say plantain.
Okay. Yeah, I say plantain.
So this is already like, I'll say plantain because I like Nigerian. Anyway, so I'm going to say plantain, and you have a brand called, because I'm going to say it wrong as well. I thought it was Sunmo, but I don't think that's the right way to say it.
So we say Sumo.
Sumo.
Yeah.
Okay, Sumo.
But you could say Sunmo. I mean, it's, you get everything. It's like your usual Nigerian names. People will mix it how they want to.
But I want to keep it authentic because I feel like Sunmo is what all the like English ladies probably call it. Like, can I have a pack of Sunmo, please?
Yes.
Oh, this is really nice. This is Sunmo.
Exactly.
But it's Sumo.
Yeah, it's Sunmo.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And does Sumo have a meaning, or where did that come from?
It does. So Sunmo means to bring people together.
Okay.
So it's the idea of we want to bring people together with food. Mm-hmm. So when you want someone to come close to you in Yoruba, you'll say Sumo me.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea behind the brand, really.
So it's plantain crisps.
Yes.
But you have different flavors.
Yeah.
You have sweet chili, you have sea salt. Do you have original? Just normal?
Yeah, so we've got the naturally sweet flavour.
Okay, right.
And then we also have sweet cinnamon, which hasn't really been done before.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've got the 4 flavours. I think what makes us a lot different to the other plantain crisps in the market is we only use sunflower oil, so we use a nicer oil. We don't import it from like 10,000 miles away. So you're getting it fresh from our UK manufacturer straight to the stores. So it's very, it doesn't get greasy in the packet and things like that.
So because on the packaging you've got that it's good for vegans as well. Mm-hmm. And then on the packaging you also says say no to palm oil.
Yeah.
Is palm oil within your culture, is it something that is unhealthy or has...
Yeah, palm oil is not the healthiest oil you can use.
Right, okay.
And ethically, it's not really good to use it either.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not really good for the environment. But we eat it in everything. So palm oil is like a base for a lot of stews. You can have it with almost everything, like ayameche and things like that.
What's ayameche?
It's a spicy stew. You need to try it.
Oh, is it? Because I go to this Nigerian restaurant in Dalston called Banky's Kitchen.
Okay.
And I love to go there. That's like my place that I go. And I always get amala.
Oh, okay. What?
I get amala with...
That's weird. That's different.
With fish, fried fish.
Okay.
Or I get pounded yam with egusi, red stew and okra all mixed together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then sometimes I just go for the jollof. But I like to do the pounded yam. It's making me want some now.
I know, no, same. But I don't know, most people don't like amala.
Yeah, when
Amala's
I tell people I like amala, they're like, what?
Yeah. But that's one of my favourite foods, I'm not going to lie. But pounded yam, everyone loves pounded yam.
So tell us how it started.
So Sunmo, we started in I registered the company 2017. Mm-hmm. And I used to work in finance, so I would do Sunmo on the side. So I'll go to stalls, go to these places, like market stalls and places like that, and sell there. Yeah. And it will typically sell out every time. And people are like, okay, we need you in Waitrose, we need you in Tesco. And whilst that's amazing, we needed to speak to the buyers and we needed to have packaging for the products.
So when you were selling it at the stalls in Dalston, how was the packaging before that?
So I literally had biscotti jars full of crisps.
Oh, okay.
In the different flavours, and we would sell it in bags cones type of thing. So yeah, it didn't have a packaging. It kind of had it had the brand name.
Yeah.
And we had that at the back. So yeah, I was working in finance. I actually felt like giving up when I first spoke to like the person who invested first. I met up with her, kind of asked her to go out for coffee. So we went for coffee and we were just talking about, you know, mentorship, what I can do to advance in the company. And then she said, oh, so what do you do outside of work? And I was like, oh yeah, I've got this plantain crisp company. At that time, I was literally at wit's end. I was like, this is getting tiring.
Did you kind of make it sound small?
I did,
I
absolutely.
think everyone has a bad habit of doing that, because even me, when I talk about things, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just doing this like little recording. And it's not a little recording. Even if it is a little recording, it's still like the right direction to whatever you want to do. So I think us sometimes as people, we always, or not even as people, as human beings, we always make things sound smaller than they are.
Yeah.
So even when I say stuff now, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this little thing. I'm like, actually, no, it's not little. It's I'm doing this. But anyway, go.
It's a big deal, yeah. I really just was gonna just say it, and that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
And she was just like, what? You do what? And we was in a commercial kitchen at the time, so I kind of, she was like, oh, so where do you make them? Oh, commercial kitchen. Like, I was literally like, let's change the subject. But she was like, what? And she literally was just like, I'm going to invest in you. I was like, huh? Okay. And then she's like, yeah, this is amazing. You're from East London. How did you create it? And I need to taste it. And then she tried them. And she was just talking for hours and hours and hours. Well, for an hour. Yeah. And she was just like talking about what we're gonna do. She took my number, and we're still in the office. And she's like texting me while she's at her desk, because she's just so excited about this thing. And I'm overwhelmed, so I'm speachiess.
Did you believe her that she was gonna?
I was so taken aback. Yeah. I was like, okay. I believed her when she started sending me pictures of like her house and like. And
he's like, oh, you got money.
Yeah, she started taking like literally that same day. She was like, oh, this is where I live. You need to come over. And then the same day, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think she's being real. Like, it's not every day like a white person in your office sends you their house and their address. Like, right. So yeah, I was like, this is actually happening. She told me to give her the actual like products and stuff like that. So I brought them to the office, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. She invested.
So how did you actually start making the plantain crisps?
So I made them at home.
Okay.
So I made them in my kitchen.
Right.
And I used to actually get them so wrong. So they were too soft or they burnt. And then my mum came with her like African mother's touch, and she's like, very rudely actually, she was very much like, oh, Vicky, useless girl, like you need to turn down the heat, and you need to use these types of chilies, and you need. So she came with her secret sauce, and she really added to the taste. So it had to now became a lot more crunchier. Perfect ripeness of the plantain we had to use. She came with the right seasoning. So Sumo's products are very different to everyone else, just because like we use a different type of chili. Yeah. And our ingredients are unique to us, like even down to the plantain that we use. So yeah, she really transformed it from there. And then we went into having packaging and things like that.
So then the lady at your workplace said that she was going to invest in you. How much, if you don't mind saying, did you need to get everything going? So
we needed about 100,000 to start up. That went into branding, marketing. So for example, we needed to get the buyers to buy into us. So it went into trade shows that we went to. It also went into like production and things like that.
And how did you find these trade shows? Was it all you researching, or did you get advice? How did you know which was the right trade shows to go to?
Yeah, research. Yeah, so literally just like a Google search, the best, food and drink trade shows. And a spreadsheet of everything. So we knew that we wanted to do all of the food and drink trade shows for that year in the UK.
How many was that?
That was 3. So we did 3. You'll be surprised. There's not that many food and drink.
I was thinking that there'd be a lot more than that. But I guess that they're quite big capacity. Like it's a high number of attendees that are coming.
Oh yeah. So you get like 5,000 to 8,000 people in a day.
Oh wow.
So you really need to stand out as a brand to get people's attention. So we did the first trade show, and that was where we got Selfridges. And we was just like...
So how did that actually happen? How does it go from doing a trade show then to Selfridges want to stock your product? How does that all happen?
So a lot of sleepless nights, because it's just a lot to just like get the store together. We had flash mob dancers. Just to make sure everyone's in the right uniform, knows what to say and things like that. So there's a lot of behind the scenes in terms of, okay, we need them to pay attention to us.
Yeah.
When we got to the store, what we did is we had about 10 to 15 people in the store, all wearing bright yellow Sunmo t-shirts. And just going around, talking to people, saying, come to our store, handing out products, and then just like flash mob dancing.
Yeah.
So we created a lot of buzz around the brand, and then we had a lot of people come to our store.
Yeah.
And when we would hear it's a buyer, so for example, someone else will be talking to me, and then so I could hear someone talk to my team member. They're like, "Oh, we're from Selfridges." I'm like, "Okay," and then I'll go over to talk to them. So it was literally just like that. And with Selfridges, I think they really bought into the taste of the product.
Right.
So the buyers hadn't tried plantain before, but they tried the samples, and they was like, okay. And they gave us their like business card. Of course, like I told them about our story and our journey, but I think the taste really did it for them.
You're sold on that.
Yeah.
Selfridges was your first one. So then that's amazing that the first store that is Selfridges.
Yeah, no.
Because when I went on your page, I thought maybe it was it was a journey, but do you know what I mean? Like maybe you was this short, and then Selfridges was the pinnacle point of like, yeah, but that was your first one. What was the feeling how did you find out? Like, did they call you, email? How did it all happen?
So they emailed us. So we sent them a sample box as well.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining they gave it to their team and they reviewed it, what have you. So yeah, they emailed me and I was like, yeah, we want to stock you quite quickly. We want to stock you in June, ready for summer.
And when was this?
Like, so we met them March, and I went to Nigeria April. So they emailed me April.
Okay.
And I was like, can you get ready, work with our wholesaler, basically, and we want to launch in June.
Wow.
So yeah, and initially actually we was meant to only be there for like 6 weeks. But first day of launch, I went into the store and then I was just like friendly to all of the staff, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's put you on the main, and then we was in there full time from there. Like,
also, it's like a rolling thing now. How does it work? Do you go? Is it so 6 months, and then after the 6 months they review it, or how does it all happen?
No, so we're there full time now.
Okay, right.
It was meant to just be like a summer thing.
Right, okay.
So they had their summer section and then they had their main shelves.
Right, okay.
But I went in the first day and I was just like sweetened everybody up in a way. And then they put us in the main section, so we're there full time now.
How important is it for like entrepreneurs to build like relationships with?
Oh yeah, that's like the main thing. What I would say is though, when I was younger and I always had a passion for food and cooking and things, I would say my role models was like white women, because we didn't really have black girls starting food brands or what have you. And I thought that they had to have the gift of the gab, or do you know what I mean, like be very persuasive and things like that. But I don't think I said anything that was particularly business minded. Do you know what I mean? It's mainly relationships. Like just speak to people, keep pushing, and have a great taste in products that looks good as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was literally the reason.
So then after Selfridges, you then, because you're stocked in Whole Foods now, you do Amazon, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, is it?
Waitrose is coming.
Okay.
Yeah. And Holland and Barrett.
Did I miss it? Oh, Holland and Barrett.
Yeah.
What, they are coming, or you're in Holland and Barrett?
So Cafe Nero, Holland and Barrett.
Okay.
They want to onboard us. So,
okay.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's really good.
So when you get the money from the investors, I know a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, so you got 100 bags, yeah? Then what did you do? Like, was that all your money? Like, I think a lot of people think you get the money from the investors, then all of a sudden you're worth that 100 bags.
No.
But how much of it, everything goes back into your business?
Yeah.
And then when do you actually start seeing like the fruits of your labor? How does that all work?
We've got really good payment terms with some of our suppliers, so they pay us within 7 days.
Okay.
With some of our retailers. Others, it's like 60-day payment terms. So you will produce a product, send it to them, and then they pay you. So that's when you start getting the money, essentially. But yeah, no, that £100,000 doesn't go in your pocket at all.
And everything is stocked in like a warehouse?
Yeah.
In the UK? Okay, right. And how does that all work? Do you go and look at the spec, or how does it all work for people that don't know how that stuff works?
Yeah, so we have a fulfillment center. With Amazon, we send it to them for them to fulfill. We have a site that we stock all our products in, and that goes from our website, so we send them from our website.
Okay, right.
And then we also use a wholesaler. So that means from the manufacturer, it goes straight to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler gives it to Selfridges.
Right, okay.
And then with other relationships like Sainsbury's, it goes straight from our manufacturer to Sainsbury's.
Okay.
So
have you found it hard being like a young black woman in this industry? Do you feel like you're the token black woman there, or do you see people that look like you, or old, like you say, now you're in it, do you see more people that look like yourself?
I haven't seen anyone who looks like me.
Really?
Yeah, no. Do you know what? To be honest, it really upsets me that I get messages from girls and they're just like, they're surprised, they don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean? Whereas someone else who's like maybe of a different background will just be like, yeah, like I'm gonna kick ass, and I'm gonna speak to all the buyers, I'm gonna do this. But yeah, no, there's no other black girls that I've seen.
So are you gonna like maybe start something to, I don't know, like mentor young girls? Because you're still young yourself. I mean, we're all still young. But does it make you want to like mentor young girls, or start up a program, or maybe just put out 5 ways to start something? Because I think, you know, in our culture, or within like everyone's really good at entertainment, and like I'm good at talking and I'm good at this, but some people, they want to start businesses like yourself, but they literally, like you said, they don't know where to start or how to start. And some people might not be as fortunate as yourself to get, you know, investments, you know what I mean? So they become really discouraged. What would be maybe like, I don't know, like 5 things that you would say for people that want to start their own business, like how you've done, or whatever, how much you think?
Number 1, I would definitely say, like, do you know, you mentioned, has it been hard? Yeah, expect people to doubt you in a way. So I remember when we was talking with people at the beginning, you know, I'm like, okay, we're talking to Sainsbury's, we're going to get Sainsbury's. They're like, oh yeah, maybe if it happens in 5 years' time. Then I'm thinking, no, we're going to get into Sainsbury's this year.
Right.
But people might doubt you, and you just have to either ignore them, or just tell them that no, like what you're about, what you're really about. So like, just believe in yourself. Don't let anyone kind of talk you down. Like, stick to your goals. What I would say as well is, number 2, I would say plan, like really plan what you're doing. So like financial forecasts. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, they see me and they're like, oh, she's so pretty, she doesn't know how to do the paperwork or whatever. But yeah, I do.
Do you do all of that yourself?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But what if you've got a good idea and you're not good at that stuff? Can you think it's still doable, or
you need to be good at it?
You just learn. How did you? But did you have a background in that type of thing?
Yeah, so I studied accounting and finance.
Right. Okay.
So that's helped
a lot, I'm guessing.
That's helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So does your mentor help with that stuff as well?
No, not really. No.
No.
So she's got a finance background, but she's more on the sales side of things.
Okay. Right.
I think you can just do a basic accountancy course, to be fair. But you do need to know your numbers.
Right.
And you do need to have a business plan in place, pretty much. So yeah.
And how long did it take you to come up with your business plan?
Business plan wise, I would say it's like ongoing. So we're always editing it. When we need to create like investment decks, we refer to it. So it maybe took me a couple of months to create the initial one that I showed to the investors. So even though she was like, okay, I'm going to invest in you, she still wanted to see financial documents.
And how much input does she have? Does she, because she's an investor, can she say, oh, I don't like that, sorry, I don't like that idea and I don't want you to do that? Or does it kind of much, you've given me the money, but I'm the captain of the ship?
Yeah. I think it's good. Some investor relationships, they will try and take control, but no, because I have the vision for the company, and obviously it's backed up with research. It's not just I'm picking ideas out of the air.
Yeah.
A lot of the time we will discuss it, but sometimes we disagree, and I'm just like, well, we have to make that decision. So yeah, I do get to make a lot of decisions.
So you've got two investors, right?
Yeah.
So is one of them just kind of silent?
Silent
or?
investor.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
So I work with my main investor full time.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a silent investor who kind of gave extra value to the company in terms of the snacks that give back and the fulfillment center side of things.
Because I read on your website that each packet gives a meal to children in Nigeria or people in Nigeria. And how does that work? How did that initiative come about?
So yeah, I think that's what drives me to continue with the brand, because the purpose just like makes me wanna do it. Do you know what I mean? So we pretty much, I go to Nigeria and we donate the food to the children rather than actually give the money to the orphanages. So yeah, we donate the food pretty much from the sales, from a percentage of our profits.
What do you think about, because obviously this whole Black Lives has been happening this week, and a lot of people have been calling out brands that they feel like have been culturally appropriating. I don't know if you remember do you remember that brand called Purely? Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah.
And they won like best vegan. What do you feel about?
I don't know if I should speak.
I
don't know if I should speak on
like,
Purely.
what do you feel? Do you feel? Because you know what I see, because you're a food industry, and I see sometimes a lot of people on social media, and they'll be like, I saw this. I don't know if you saw it. There was this white girl who done the suya. And
no, I didn't see that.
But it's really good.
Oh yeah,
and everyone was
like
getting at her, and then people was like,
I don't have a problem with
that.
that.
I don't have a problem with things like that, because I'm gonna make an Italian dish, or I'm gonna try to make it a Chinese dish, or do you know what I mean? So what's the problem here? But I did have a problem with the pure.
I'm not gonna lie, with Purely, the only reason why I was happy about what happened. If they see this, then don't at me. But I was happy about it because we was actually at a trade show with them, and she kind of, the CEO of the company kind of came over to us, and she was like, "Oh, can I try your product?" She didn't want to have any conversation with me.
Yeah, she's
just like, "Can I try your product?" Like, just trying to be cheeky and take the product. Like, why are you guys getting so much attention? Let me try it and just go and try steal your stuff or something. So she just like, I was like, "Oh, you're right," you know. She's like, "Oh yeah, no, just give me a sample." And I was like, "Oh, we're not really giving out samples." And then she went back to her store. But I was just like, "Whoa, that's very cheeky of you." So yeah, a lot of companies do that. Red Bull did that with Chinese energy drinks. As we saw, like Supermalt, they're not owned by black people.
So how do you protect your brand then? How do you protect it? How do you? Because somebody could come along and maybe do something that's similar to yours, but you can't prove it. How does that work?
Yeah.
Can you protect it?
Well, you can protect your seasoning.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, so you can just kind of not give away your recipes for your seasonings. Your methods for cooking, you can protect it just by not telling everyone how you do it. And then in terms of brand, so we've got a trademark on the name and things like that, so you can trademark and things like that. But yeah, I think it's really about innovating, protecting your formulations, so not telling everyone the percentage of how much ingredients you use, and yeah, just like staying, bringing out new products. Like I feel like Sensations Walkers, for example, no one's gonna know exactly what they put in that sweet chili that tastes so good. So it's just about making sure you protect that.
And continuously
creating new products.
Creating new. So how many, in your dream world, how many flavors would you have?
So with the plantain crisp, we wanna do like a jerk seasoning, things that relate to the culture. We also have another set of products which is sold in Sainsbury's, which is our sweet potato puffs. So that's kind of never been done before. And it's seasoned with, we've got a sweet chili flavour, we've got the salt and vinegar, and we've got like the vegan cheese. And we're also bringing out the Sumo Sport range, which will be protein-based type products.
Nice.
Also puffed types of products as well. And then we're also going into the little Sunmo, which is like for your primary school children who mum buys their products for them.
Smart. See, that's a smart move. That's a nice move there.
So yeah, so we're developing those at the moment as we speak. So it's just about us staying ahead of the game. Like, it's great for us to have a product that people can relate to. At the same time, we want to be the big names in the industry. Like, we really want to push it to the point where we've got representation. And, you know, other people that maybe look like me as well feel like they can do it as well, because I don't see why not.
So since you started, how much have you turned over?
So we've got about 99,000 units sold. So we're now about to hit our 100,000 mark, pretty much. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's so nice. Because you're 27. I asked you before. I'm not going to ask you again. Well, you might not want me to say that. We can edit it out if you want. But
that's fine.
You're 27, and it's so nice to see, because on appearance, like you said, people probably think, oh, you know, she's just another, like a pretty girl, Insta, bloody blah. And it's nice to see that, because I think a lot of people think that business people look a certain type of way.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
definitely.
And you'll be on the gram and you'll just see girls just taking nice pictures. You don't know what they do, but it's nice to see a pretty young lady like yourself that is business savvy, entrepreneur, and doing really, really amazing things for yourself.
Thank you.
Another thing I wanted to ask is, how much has your life changed since all of this has happened? Does everyone in your family now think you're rich? Do they is there like a lot more demand on you? Do your friends look at you in a different way? Like, how has it? Yeah.
Everyone who never used to talk to me talks to me now. But no, other than that, I would say.
I hope you're telling them bye. See ya.
No, there's been a lot of love. But what I would say is, yeah, like, family's roots for you. I think my mum's very overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So certain things that I would think, like, for example, I was featured in Vogue magazine today, and it's just like, when people contact you, it's surprising, but I keep on going. My life has got a lot more busy, so I'm very, very busy.
So is it just you and your mentor in the team, like that? How many of you are in the team?
So there's 5 of us.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so we've got our head of sales, we've got new product development, who I work very closely with. We've got my mentor, who's pretty much sales as well.
Okay.
And then we've got admin, which is like Kate, and then myself. I think I said everyone. Head of sales. Yeah. So pretty much all of us. Yeah.
And do you, like, as the founder of the company, do you try your best to employ like other black people?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got a lot of messages actually from people wanting to work for the company, and I want to employ more people. Yeah. A lot of messages are just like, oh, are you looking for admin or PA? To be honest, I don't see why a black person can't go into sales at our company. So yeah, definitely. So when we did the trade shows, all of our staff were black. And of course we paid everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to make sure we are like hiring from our backgrounds.
Do you find it hard, because obviously you're very successful and you're going to continue to be successful? Do you find it hard? Do you find it men are intimidated by you, or you might have a boyfriend already?
I don't have a boyfriend.
So do men find it intimidating?
My ex did.
Oh, that's why.
That's why he's an ex. He was horrible. But I don't know. Certain guys I've met recently, they don't seem that intimidated. But I think I have my requirements in a way. Like, I feel like I want to be inspired by someone.
Right.
So it's just like, I might just decide I don't want to leave them anymore.
That's how it goes sometimes. You have to be inspired, especially if because you're not only an entrepreneur, you're creative as well. Because you have to think of, oh, okay, this new flavor. It's still, there's a creative element that you still have to operate in. It's not just numbers and everything like that.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because I found that a lot of successful women, or women that are doing really well for themselves, men find that intimidating.
Yeah, I don't know if they find it intimidating. I can't tell. They seem cool, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe some do. I think a lot of men that I meet, we talk on like a business level.
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if they find it intimidating, or do we just like pairs or something.
Well, I guess you'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah.
if they do. But again, thank you so much for coming on.
Right. Thank you for having me.
And I tasted some of them, and they are very good. And I like plantain crisps. I like them. So you know me, I'd give my honest opinion. They taste, let me tell you, they taste like, there's like an aftertaste of like real food. Tastes like I'm eating real plantain.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And it makes me like want to have another one. So they're actually really good. So where can the people find you?
So you can hit me up on my socials, Vivi Diamonds, Sunmo Snacks as well. We're at Sunmo Snacks.
Okay.
And yeah, add me on Snap. I'm actually going to do a YouTube series because and I really do want to do that mentorship thing and just show people like behind the scenes. A lot of the time I'm like the only black person on a panel or something, and I just want to bring people into like that world.
You
and
should,
yeah.
Like. A YouTube series will be good because even if you can't directly mentor people, you can just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Videos online and just show how you started up and how the challenges that you faced and etc.
Yep.
But thanks again. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, and make sure you go and support and buy some Sumo. Did I say it right? I don't want to say it wrong. I should just say Sunmo like all the English ladies say it. And buy some, make sure you invest in us because that's what we need. If anything we've learned over this whole Black Lives Matter and what's been happening is that we need to build the pound within us. So thank you and peace out.